teammate who always picks Genji. Sometimes he's good, but majority of the time, the person that's choosing that Genji in that competitive match absolutely sucks. Honestly, I know that I'm only in silver, but I haven't really ever seen much of a useful Genji in an Overwatch team. The only time I've ever seen a Genji being actually useful is when they're on a point and they're managing to stay alive. Kind of like what a Lucio can do and just kind of run around the walls on like some type of point so that the team can't actually kill them, so it's basically bailing time for the rest of the team to come back, but it doesn't really even work that well. Sometimes I feel like Genji just runs around making the other team so pissed off and then comes running back crying that it needs healing. And this is a big thing I know in the Overwatch community that people kind of all notice, is that Genji always runs off, goes and pisses off the other team, comes back screaming that he needs healing because he got really low and there's no way for him to heal himself or anything like that. And the only thing that I feel is just so annoying is like, if someone's gonna make me a robot suit or something that I can like, you know, be a robot and still be alive, wouldn't you like think, or like a cyborg, I guess he'd be more of a cyborg or robo suit, whatever the heck he has, wouldn't you want it to be just a little bit more like, you know, strong and useful? He has so little HP and he doesn't even do a lot of damage. That's the only thing that I've always noticed with him, is he's not a very good character unless you know how to use him. And it wouldn't be bad if he did damage. Like, I don't think Genji's actually like an annoying character for me to play as, because I don't mind playing as Genji, even though I have only played with him a little bit. But when a teammate of mine plays as Genji, if they know what they're doing, then it's like perfectly fine. I just feel like they're not 100%, you can't 100% depend on them, because I feel like he just needs a little bit more of a buff so that he's actually just a little bit more useful, because sometimes he just seems so useless even if it's a good Genji player. I feel like he needs to be given more damaging abilities. Right now, he's not exactly like Symmetra was before her buff, because Symmetra was honestly a useless character. I don't think I ever saw anyone playing as Symmetra before her buff. And now she's like really kind of almost OP, but not 100%. She's like in the nice middle. And I wish Genji was that, because right now I feel like he's not completely useless, but could just use a little bit of a boost to actually become a useful character, and that's what I think. What I find is like when there's Genji on the opposing team, the really only time I get killed by a Genji is when I'm a really squishy character and I don't have a lot of HP and he's ulting. I don't get killed by a Genji just kind of regularly that often, and it doesn't really happen that often. I know I am playing as Genji right now, but this is like the second time I've ever even like tried Genji, so I know I'm probably really bad, but that's just me trying as Genji. I'm not 100% sure if I'm like good at him or not. I'm not sure. But for the most part, he kind of reminds me more of a mosquito. Those who are really, really unlucky get killed by him, but for the most part, he's just a nuisance. He doesn't really do anything. He doesn't help a team. I don't know, he's not much of a team player. When there is a Genji, it's not really much of a teamwork Genji, because there's not much teamwork a Genji can do with the rest of his team except for like finish off kills or distract teammates, which I guess is pretty good, and I guess you do need that character for a team, but it's just, it seems so weird having that as like a player on your team, is just distracting and finishing off kills. I'm not 100% sure if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, and I really don't know. But on the other hand, I really want to be good with Genji. Like, I want to be a good Genji player, because if you are a really good Genji player, you are like really good, because he is a very difficult character to use. And I wish he was just the slightest bit easier, just so that I could use him and not completely suck. And I feel like something with the buff, maybe making it so he has more HP or do it just a little bit more damage. I just wish he had a teeny bit more of a boost so that he was just a teeny bit more useful. I'm not 100% sure in the past of Overwatch if he actually has gotten nerfed or he's ever gotten a buff. I really don't know these types of things because I am quite new to Overwatch, but I just feel like Genji just needs a little bit of a push to actually become a useful character, because he's not a bad character. I find that the people who are playing as him that randomly in the middle of a competitive match like, hey, I'm gonna switch to Genji, like, no, please don't. But they're bad. But Genji's not a bad character, and he actually is really fun to play as. I actually like playing as Genji. I just wish he had just a little bit more abilities, because he's not very good at the moment. I really don't see much of a point in his right click, I think it is, where he just shoots 3 stars. Like, it's not useful. Like, it doesn't do any damage. It barely hits anyone anytime. Usually I just use left click, because that just seems to be what works the best. And I know lots of people do use him, and I feel like making him just, again, a little bit better character would make it more so he's more than just a good character, but an exceptionally useful one for those who know how to use him. I really wish he was a more useful character, kind of had more of a team ability to support teammates rather than just kind of finish off and distract. I'm not 100% sure, maybe that's what he's made to do. I'm not really sure. If you guys think that he actually already is perfectly fine, you don't want a buffed Genji, I know Overwatch might mess it up if they do buff him. I doubt that Overwatch will even see this video. They won't even think about buffing Genji. They're focused on way more other cool things in the game. But in my opinion, I feel like Genji could just use a teeny tiny little buff that could just make him the slightest bit better, like changing his ult around a little bit, or making his right click a teeny bit useful, or he has a little bit more HP or something like that. I don't know. Comment down below if you guys think Genji could use a buff. I'm not 100% sure. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to quack like and subscribe to my channel if you are new to become a duckling today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!
Come on now, follow my lead.